Okay, in these next two problems, I'm going to explain why Newton's method fails when using the initial guess. We're going to explain why. So my initial guess on this one is 0. So I'm going to put 0 in for my x of 1. I'm going to plug 0 in for my function. I can do that in my head, which gives me negative 2. I'm then going to plug it into my first derivative, which I need to find 3x squared minus 2. When I plug 0 in for there, I get negative 2. Well, then I'm going to divide those two values. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. And then I'm going to take the x minus the 1. 0 minus 1 gives me a negative 1. Then I'll come back down here and plug in negative 1. Plug in negative 1 for my f of x. I get negative 1 plus 2 minus 2. So that ends up giving me negative 1. Then I'm going to plug in negative 1 here. So that'll give me a 1 times 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. I'll divide those two values. I get negative 1. And then I'll take the x value minus this divided part, negative 1 minus negative 1. And it gives me 0. So I end up bringing 0 back down here. But we already know what we get when we plug 0 in. We just did that. And so what's happening is everything just keeps repeating itself. So it fails to converge. So it's not getting closer and closer to the fail to converge. It's not getting closer and closer to that x-intercept. Why does it fail to converge? Because it's repeating itself. It's not getting any closer. It keeps staying the same distance apart from each other. The next one that we're going to talk about, this one also says it fails to converge, and we're going to show why. When we take the derivative of that, I get 2 cosine x plus the derivative of cosine is negative sine of 2x. We'll take the derivative of 2x, gives me 2. My initial guess is 3 pi over 2. I'm going to plug 3 pi over 2 in for my function value. So let's see here. 2 sine of 3 pi divided by 2. Sorry about that. Plus cosine of 2 times 3 pi divided by 2. Gives me a negative 3. Now if I plug that same value in for the function, or f prime, 2 cosine of 3 pi divided by 2 minus 2 sine of 2 times 3 pi divided by 2 gives me the answer of 0. Now the problem with this is that now if I do negative 3 divided by 0, that's undefined. So this fails to converge because f prime of x equals 0, and you can't divide by a 0.